allihopa! Hur är läget?
Kommer från Sverige. Ja.
Ja.
So you're Swedish and you've played Division I college tennis yourself before becoming a college coach. Why would you recommend college tennis to Scandinavian players?
Well, college tennis offers something very unique, right? It gives people the opportunity to play tennis at almost the highest level there is in the world, meanwhile continue their education at a university, and a world-class one such as Florida. And so it's really the only place in the world you have the opportunity to do both. And the highest level of college tennis, on the women's side, is the best players in college every year. They win 25s, they make semis of 60s. So the highest level is really high quality. And so if you have professional aspirations, growing up in Stockholm or in Sweden, then college tennis offers that nice little gap, right? At the conclusion of your junior career, where you can continue to get an education and still have world-class training while you prepare yourself for life on the tour.
For sure. And now I'll add to that too. Worst case scenario, they come to university, they try it, they always have Norway, Sweden there waiting for them. What can they really lose? They're gonna get a great experience.
And you meet friends for life.
Absolutely. What are the most important qualities that you look for in a player and person when you're recruiting?
I think there are quite a few things that we try to pick up when we're evaluating a player. The first thing, obviously, is the talent and the results, right? That's what gets you sort of through the door. But then beyond that, we need to find out if a player is willing to be, team first, what kind of work ethic the player has, attitude on court, if there's a focus on growth rather than, winning now. So there are quite a few things that we try to evaluate in the process as early as possible. But talent obviously is what gets you through the door. But there are many other qualities I think are really important to be a really good college tennis player.
So oftentimes players who are getting good results in ITF tournaments sometimes think they're ready for the pro tour. You see this a lot. In your opinion, why is college tennis a solid stepping stone towards going pro?
Well, you learn a lot, right? And the gap, honestly, between top 20 ITF juniors and having a career on the pro tour, on the women's tour, that gap is massive. And I think a lot of players when they're 16 and 17 don't realize the ground they have to make up to actually have a career. And that's where we come in, right? Like you come here, you're going to have 8 players on the team. Everybody has the same sort of aspirations. You have world-class training, world-class coaches. You have the strength room right here, fitness, you have doctors. Everything is provided for you here to help, facilitate your growth to become a professional player. So it's easier. We can bridge the gap, right, between a talented 17, 18-year-old in the juniors to becoming somebody who's top 200-300 in the pros while you're in college. And to me, that's a no-brainer. We just offer you an opportunity that is, to me, very difficult to turn down.
For sure. And you just mentioned some of those resources. Can you talk a little bit more about the resources that are provided to student athletes here at the University of Florida? I remember playing here and I used, the nutritionist, psychologist. I mean, there's so much support, academic advisor. I wouldn't have made it through without Tom Williams, that's for sure. What would you say about those? You just spoke a little bit, but can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, if you would poll our players in the locker room now, I think they would tell you that their life is very much like a professional tennis player, right? Like, so this morning, for example, we have a group that comes at 8 a.m. We have another group that comes at 9 a.m. for individual instruction. And then they'll go to class. They have tutors to help them on the academic part. And now they're coming back this afternoon for team practice, where we'll do, the bigger stuff, offense, defense, doubles. And then after that, they go into this building behind me, and they have weights with a full-time strength coach, right? When we travel, we have a trainer with us all the time. We even have a strength coach that comes with us. We travel by a charter plane, right, which is different than back in the day. And so we just have resources here for you to be the best you can be, right? Like this. And at Florida in particular, I can't speak for other places, but probably some of the best and coolest things we have is what's at the periphery of our program, right? Full-time nutritionists, full-time sports psychologists, the way we travel, where you stay when we travel, the types of tournaments we can take you to. There's just a lot of help for our athletes to facilitate their growth. And so we want to be part of that, obviously, as coaches. But there are just so much around our program that is here just for the student athletes to be the best they can be. Well, in the recruiting process, I think something that people in Sweden will notice right away, Jess, is that you, not only were you a great player here for us, but you're just an exemplary person. And so I just feel like the people you work with are going to be in good hands. And, you know, you were so gracious with me. I was a young coach when I came here and helped my career out, that I know you will do the same for anyone you represent in our homeland, Sverige.